Welcome to Off the Wall. My name is Trey. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out the show this week. We've got a good one for you as usual. We've got an extra long interview with defensive back Clifton Duck, who spent quite a few years in NAL and IFL before finding his way over to Europe to play for the Nordic Storm of the European League of Football. So we talked through his collegiate career, how he found his way to arena and indoor football, some of the stops he had along the way, some of those great teams he played for. Talk about that infamous Philadelphia Soul stint that he had before he found his way over to San Antonio and then eventually Europe. So we dive into his entire arena and indoor football career as well as a little bit of his European journey as well. So it's a really fun conversation, really good one. Big thanks to Mr. Duck for joining the show and talking through his entire journey, which we'll get to in just a moment. But before we do that, it's time for plugs. That's right. If you don't already, please make sure you're following Off the Wall on all of our socials at Off the Wall FB, F as in foot, B as in ball, Off the Wall FB. We're across Instagram, X, Twitter, TikTok, all the things and stuff. Go follow us on there. All the links to all those are in the description below. Also in the description below is a link to Royal Retros. Royal Retros, we have an affiliate partnership with them where if you click through to that link in the description, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you are, the link is in there. Click through that and then use code Off the Wall at checkout for 10% off your purchase. They got a lot of cool stuff in there from some indoor and arena leagues. I think they have some old NFL Europe. I want to say NFL Europe type stuff. I could be wrong on that. I just have Europe on the brain with Clifton Duck, but they got a bunch of old school and defunct sports leagues. So go check it out. And again, use the link and use code Off the Wall, save a little bit of cash. We also have Off the Wall t-shirts available on offthewallfb.com. Got a full size run left here. So make sure you get your order in soon to snag the size that fits you best. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for being here. Hello. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, liking the video, leave a comment on here, what you thought about the interview, who you want to see on the show next. I read all the comments. I read everything. I'm taking everything into consideration. So let me know who you want to have on the show in the future. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you for doing that as well. Please rate the show 5 stars preferably and share it with a friend as well. So not gonna jibber jabber any further here. Here's the interview with Mr. Clifton Duck. All right, on the show this week, we have a defensive back who is a veteran of the indoor game, who has spent time in the IFL and the NAL, and most recently with the Nordic Storm over in the European League of Football. His name is Clifton Duck. Clifton, appreciate you taking the time to hop on the show. How are things going in your world?
Hey, I appreciate you having me. It's been good. Can't complain. Like you said, went out to Europe for a little bit at the finish of last season. Just got back to coaching with the kids, so it's been good. It's been good. Just keeping it going.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see that the game of football has kind of taken you literally around the world and taken you to places I'm sure you couldn't possibly have dreamed of. But let's start your football journey from the very beginning, like your time at App State. You immediately got into the mix, and you were an impact player from day one there, and making first team All Sun Belt all 3 years there. How did you end up deciding to play at App State?
So I mean, it was a choice, but it wasn't necessarily as much of a choice. Now, App is a
Okay,
beautiful place, good football, great program. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But my senior year, I actually had one offer, and it was to App State. And I always say like that was like my blessing in a way because there's sometimes I can't imagine what it's like for kids with 50 offers, but App State was my only offer, so it was like the path
right,
was set for me. The path was written. There wasn't any distractions, confusion. Just it's here. Let's go. Let's make the best of it.
yeah.
And it ended up being one of the best places that I never thought I'd end up. Like the people I met, just the experience coming from the city, living in the mountains, just all types of things. But it helped me grow a lot.
Yeah, and it being so close to home, you being from North Carolina, that had to be pretty sweet. That your family and friends, you were like, "Hey, just drive a couple hours north. We're there."
Oh yeah, my mom not missing a game. She never missed a game. She didn't plan on it. So the App State it was perfect for
Yeah,
her. She was up on that mountain. Everybody knew her. That was another thing. App State was perfect because it was a family. Like from
yeah,
fans to staff to players, it was a family. So my family met the fans and the coaches. The coaches met my family and the fans, and we all just knew each other. So it was good.
yeah.
I actually love playing that close to Charlotte, playing that close to home.
Yeah, and like you said, it being in the mountains, it's a beautiful scenic area of the country. And every single time I see like a Thursday or Friday night game in Boone, they like do the zoom out, and it's like That place is amazing.
Like,
That's
man, you stand on the
incredible.
field. Standing on
Yeah.
the field or like being in the stands and seeing the background is definitely one of the best places. Like,
Yeah, it's like that's a painting. That couldn't possibly be real. How was your time off the field at App State? Did you get like out into nature doing much hiking or
I was gonna say, being from Charlotte, a city person, I never thought I'd be hiking. They had the little rock climbing, the walls though, not the real rock climbing. They had
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
walls out there. But
Yeah,
just little things. Well, I did paintball in Charlotte, but you do more of it because you got just like natural
yeah.
stages out there. Snowboarding, I never snowboarded before. Out there, you didn't have to go to a little resort or nothing. You just one of your friends got a snowboard, you hit the hill and it snowed. So
Go
it was,
outside.
yeah, right outside on one of those hills
Yeah.
out by the dorms. But it was more it was more like active, nobody really was too much in the rooms. You get outside and you just do stuff. Even if it was just hanging out in the yard, like people would just go out, set up their blankets, set up their chairs, play their music, things like that.
Yeah.
It was more outdoor and active. I like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, it seems like Boone, it has to be a bucket list place for any diehard collegiate football fan to go check a game. And just scenic wise, atmosphere wise, App State has had a great culture develop over the past couple of decades. So yeah, it seems like an A1 spot.
Oh yeah. I would say to experience it once is probably a necessity to anybody within, I say, 4 hours. Once you get out of 4 hours, I feel like people gotta really plan their trips a little longer. I still
Yeah,
recommend, but
yeah,
like anything within 4 hours, you gotta witness it because the fans are gonna be high energy all game. It's not one of those places where it's like, oh, if it's a good game, then no matter what, they in there, they
right.
acting crazy, they
Yeah,
screaming, they yelling, they getting the energy flowing, keeping the players up. They gonna be out there so early in the morning. They don't care if it's a night game, afternoon game, they're gonna be out there. And my favorite
yeah,
part is the Mountaineer Walk, because that's when you actually see how many people out there and how early they is because we playing and in your mind, you're like, man, it's kind of early. Let me keep it under control. Like, let me just listen to my music, stay calm and
yeah,
everybody already outside going crazy, like
yeah.
waiting for you to walk through. They cheering, they trying to hand you a plate of food for after the game. Like it's just it's unmatched. Like it's unmatched. So
That's
unless you
awesome.
find out that.
That's awesome. Well, you had, like I said, you had a great career at App State. All 3 years you were there, and you actually declared for the NFL draft after your junior year. What kind of went
Mhm.
into that decision, especially coming from a smaller G5 school like App State? Like, what types of things did you have to consider when doing that?
Some things I considered when doing that was just my trajectory, what I have done, what what was left to do,
Right.
um, what my coaching change was a major part. Had
Mm,
I had Coach Brown, I probably would have been more inclined to stay. Um, just simply because we started it together, we would have, finished it together.
right.
Um, that was probably like my biggest thing. All American, first team, all 3 years. Like I was on the interception board all 3 years. It was just like
Yeah.
you could wait around, see who comes in, see if you like the coach, see if see if teams actually try you. My last year, I didn't get any targets. Felt like I just was out there standing there for a year.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of gave me some bad habits because then you get thirsty because
Right.
teams not throwing at you. So it was just like it just felt like the right move to go ahead and move forward and push that thing. We also wasn't getting no NILs and stuff. So it's like, yeah, let's start the
That part.
career.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
start the
Yeah.
career. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of waiting around for a
Yeah.
year, you may get hurt. A lot of freak injuries happen. So you gotta take that into consideration. Like, what can I gain from this year? What can I lose from this year? So it just
Right.
felt like the right time.
Yeah, and I mean, you made the most of the opportunity when you did end up signing with the Chicago Bears, spend some time in
Mhm.
2019 with them. Tell me about that experience and what you remember most about your time with that organization.
With the Chicago Bears, I had a great experience. Like, the coaching staff, the players, the vets. Like, you hear all these like little stories about
Yeah,
like hazing and stuff like that. It was none of that. It was none of that. So you, as a rookie, you come in like wide eyed, like, oh man, what it's gonna be like? What it's gonna be
yeah,
like?
Yeah.
especially somebody like me. App is a great place, great players, but we don't have as many NFL alumni guys like your Alabamas and LSUs. So,
Right.
we don't hear as many truthful stories. We just hear little rumors, So it's like
Yeah.
I'm going in there, oh man, what's it gonna be like? But it wasn't like that at all. Like the vets, Clint Dix, Eddie Bojack, Buster Sky, like it was just nothing but help. Khalil Mack, like a Hall of Famer, would
Right.
ask
Yeah.
you, "Hey, you good? You need anything? Like anything you need help with?" Like it's like you like, wow, okay, yeah, y'all really gonna help me? Like, wow,
You're
that's
like me?
crazy.
You're asking me? Yeah.
Yeah, if I did it, you gonna help me? But
Yeah.
and it also like reiterated some stuff that you learned in college, like the verbiage changed, but the actions and the plays and stuff like that was the same. So it was like, okay, I like this feel, I like this defense, I like the fit. The staff was great. I remember one time, funny story, one funniest story I've never told. I'm gonna give it to you though. I'm gonna give it to you though.
Okay. Okay.
I was walking, and the way the Bears facility is set up, the head coach office, Nagy at the time, oversees the weight room. So like his office would be kind of like behind me. It'll be a glass window, and he can oversee the weight room.
Okay.
And that's the only side a rookie really only wants to see that office. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? The
Yeah.
front
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I seen the office. So cool. I mean, what I'm saying? Head coach up there watching you work out, you trying to put on. One
Yeah.
day I finally went on that floor, but from the other side, because I had to go fill out some paperwork. Never knew what it looked like from that side. So I'm just walking around trying to find the lady so I can do my paperwork. And somebody go, "Oh yeah, it's that door over there." It's a lot of doors in there. But everybody busy. I ain't gonna ask too many questions. You
Right.
say to go
Yeah.
that way, I'm gonna go that way.
Yep.
I walk clean into Coach Nagy's office. Like, no knock. Because the plate was off, because it's like a turn corner, and the
Yeah.
plate is off. It's on the left side, but when you turn the corner, you don't see it.
Yeah.
So I just turned the corner to the door open already too. So I just boom, step in, and he was doing something. And he looked up. I was like, "My bad, coach.
My bad.
My bad, coach. That's on me."
Yeah.
And
That's
he
all
just
me.
laughed. And he just laughed. You know what I mean? He just laughed. It was like,
Uh,
"Nah, you good." You know what I'm saying? Rookie mistakes, rookie mistakes. Like, so it was
yep.
all like, it was always just a good feel. Like they work with you. They know the difference between like I would call them like disobedience and mistakes. So it was
Yeah. Of
never
course.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was never like you was just walking on eggshells. Be a professional, handle your business, but like little mistakes, they didn't really like tear you down about it, or like how
Yeah.
some people may think it go. Like it ain't always that crazy in there. Now when it was time to work,
Right.
it was time to work, but like when it was downtime, you made your mistakes, they get you right. But nah, yeah, that's all. That's the funny thing I never share with nobody. But my heart
That's.
just sank. And when I say I thought I was going home. I said, you
Yep.
gonna walk
You
into
thought
there
that was
because
the
I was they
moment.
about to like go ahead, go home, keep going, just keep
Yep.
going.
Keep it going.
I said,
I can imagine
Lord,
you
man.
turn that corner confidently. You're like, I'm going to do this, and just immediate.
Hey, maybe
Whoops.
not. Just instantly, my bad, coach.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
on me. I ain't know. I was looking bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Bathrooms?
Yep. You're
Bathroom,
like
coach?
left, which is okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad, coach. Have a
My
good
bad.
one.
That's
But
that's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. It was a good experience, and that was in 2019, right before 2020 kind of turned the whole sports world on its head. Um,
yeah.
yeah, heading into 2020, you were signed up to play in the XFL, right?
Yeah, so actually I had got signed by the Battlehawks, but it was that whole COVID thing.
Yeah,
Everything was going on, and they actually had told me they was actually nice too though. They told me they was like, "Hey, look, we need a spot for quarterback in camp. Um, let us do this, and then you can come after." But at the time with COVID and how everything was moving, I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I could trust that." Like, not saying I
yeah,
don't trust the team and they word, but let's say
right.
y'all get in the camp and y'all realize y'all need something else, like. So it just was rough, and that's how I ended up going out to Winnipeg. I had went out to Winnipeg instead. I had signed with Winnipeg instead,
Yeah.
and that's how I ended up going up there for day camp and stuff like that. But even out there during the COVID time, it was terrible because when you come from over here and you try to go into Canada during the COVID time, it was for real like jail. Like you only got 30 minutes of free time, and that was in the parking lot in a parking spot. Like
Oh
imagine the
God.
lines. You could
Yeah.
only go through that, and somebody had to sit out there in the chair and watch you.
Dang. That's
And then
crazy.
other than that, you had to just go back in your. They had to bring your food to your room. You only like could leave for practice or workout, masked up. Other than that, you gotta go right back to your room. You couldn't be like out in the room. You couldn't go to nobody else's room to talk. Like it was crazy.
Jeez.
That was. I mean, I understood though because they had certain. If you wanted your league going, you had to have these
Of
tight rules.
course.
It was just a crazy time though. Like
Yeah.
it was just crazy.
Yeah,
You only
especially
got
trying to
like
break
four practice.
trying to break through and like, make a name for yourself in these in the
Hmm.
sport and in the industry. It's like this is tough, but it's doing what I got to do out here.
Yeah, and you only had like I really think it was like 4 days of camp, 3 days of camp,
Mm,
which was 3 days.
yeah.
But it was a good experience though. It was a good experience. The CFL and its rules were definitely like I feel like that's what made it easier for me to go into arena football. That was
Right.
like, oh yeah, I want to be in something like this because it was the first time I've been a part of a throwing football game. Other than 7-on-7, of course, but like
Right. Yeah.
an actual throwing football game where they want to throw it. And me as a DB, yeah, let's do it. Let's
Let's
do it. This
go.
the
Let's
league for
roll.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't care about no bullshit, none of that. Bring it, throw it.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
throw it this many times? Come on, try it.
Yeah, right?
So that was like, yeah, I was like, okay, this game, all right. Then I really started watching and paying attention and just noticing like how many people I actually knew in the game and played in the game and
Yeah.
all the stuff like that. And it was like, yeah, nice.
So what was
Like
your first
that.
exposure to the indoor game? Was it after that time in Canada you were looking for options, or did you know about it like growing up, watching like arena football on TV or something?
I used to play the game. You remember the game?
Like, yes, of
I used to
course.
play the game. Now, mind you, I was a kid, so I'm turning the rules off and we just smacking stuff all over the
Yeah.
field. But but like it's so crazy to me, like, nah, don't give me to telling stories. Like I don't remember everything about the game, but I do remember just cutting off the rules
Yep.
and just wanting to hit people. And it was like I just could not understand the rules. Like I just could not understand why this defender couldn't do this, why this defender couldn't do
Yep.
that. And then I ended up getting in. So my first experience was Jacksonville after I
Yeah.
got back from Winnipeg. Played somebody just asked me, "Hey, what you up to?" Told me about the game. A couple people in the CFL camp had came from arena, so that kind of like opened my eyes to it more. Like, okay, this could be a pathway to get back
Yeah.
to CFL. So things like that, and yeah, I actually went out to Jacksonville, played with Naquan Murray,
Yeah. Yep.
and from there I was set. I was like, oh yeah, if I can go against people like this, we good. I'm
Yeah.
always get work, like
Yeah,
and there was
right?
other people out there, what I'm saying, Devin Wilson, things like that. But Naquan was just the guy that I came in butting heads with. We were both young.
Mhm.
He was coming from receiver with his stunt in the league. I was coming from DB with my stunt in the league, and it was just like, all right, well, show me all that
Yeah.
got you there. And
Yeah,
that's my
right?
brother to this day now. But yeah, in camp
Right.
we was going at it, just butting heads. So yeah, after that though, it was just like, yeah, I'm still getting a competitive feel. They throw it way more, so I love this way more.
Yeah.
And it was just football, like it was football at the end of the day. And I was like, yeah, as long as it makes sense and it's good football, I rock with it.
Right. Yeah, it's not like the last year at App State where you're just doing cardio out there. Like, no, you're in the mix. You're out there.
Yeah. And it's so fast, arena so fast and so challenging. Like it don't matter who you is, they going at you.
Right. Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
we going at you. So I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so as a defensive back in the arena game, how would you say it's similar to the outdoor game, and how would you say it's more different than people may realize?
So for the similarities, everybody wants to see the offense win.
Right.
Uh like it's real actually That's the only similarity I got necessarily.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure like if I break it down a little more, I can probably think of some more. But my thing is I always say arena football is its own game. Like,
It is, yeah.
yeah, when I came into arena football, I had to throw away not all my technique because like certain stuff like stance, footwork, all that stayed, but like I had to throw away everything that I knew from outdoor and reshift it to indoor as itself. I had to stop looking at it like, oh, I do this outdoor, so let me try this. Nah, that ain't gonna
Doesn't
work.
always work. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't always work. So I say the biggest differences is like mhm, everything happens faster. So
yeah.
like a hitch route outdoors is like a curl, a full stack route indoors. Like that's how the speed is. Like I would say for like your normal hitches outside. No, a hitch in here I would compare to like a hitch outdoors. I mean a
Okay.
screen outdoors, like a receiver screen outdoors. Like it's way faster. Like people don't get to pick off too many screens outdoors.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
indoor, unless you really anticipating and sitting, you're not gonna pick off too many hitches because it's that fast. They have the
yeah,
same timing. And I feel like it builds your confidence though. I feel like for you to be or for me, because I'm a ball hug type guy, everybody
yeah,
plays the DB position different. But for me, for you to be effective in indoor, you gotta have confidence to go for the ball. Whether it's a PBU or interception, because like I said, everything's fast, it's real risk taking, and that's just what it comes down to. Like, who can go get the ball out of the air? Is the passive. I would say it's a difference between NAL and IFL, but like in
yeah.
NAL where I started, the passive was more like throwing to an area instead of hey, run this route precisely at this yardage and I'm gonna throw it to you. Nah, they was
Okay.
throwing it to like an area and it's okay when you come out your right, get your eyes in the air and find the ball. And just that aspect right there was real different because outdoors they thinking, hey, when I come out my break, I want the ball on me right now. Or when I run this dig, I want you to put it on this face mask right now. Nah, out in the indoor, it's hey, be in this area, wherever the defender at, I'm gonna throw it away from him,
Yeah,
adjust and go get the ball. And it's like it challenges the DB. I feel like it challenges the DB a little more on that side. Like maybe not routes and stuff because it's a lot wider in spacing, but ball in the air or yeah, time to make a play on the ball. I feel like arena challenges you nonstop all game.
yeah,
There's no chilling. There's no looking around like, oh, the play going that way. Nah, quarterback could
yep,
run all the way to the left and still throw it all the way back to your side because it's
yeah.
not as far as a throw. So it's like,
Right.
yeah, I always say like it's his own monster, but it's a
Yeah,
fun. It's a fun one.
yeah. Especially when you got the high man motion running full speed at you, you're like, all right, here we go, here we go. I got to figure this out. Yeah.
Crazy thing. It be the times where it's like super long drive. You just made a good tackle. You just ran somebody down. Coach go, okay, yeah, zero across the board. Press. Oh, with this
Okay.
motion. Cool. Great, coach. Let's
I
do it.
got you.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah,
Let's
let's
get
got it.
after it.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's get after. Let's get after it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So that
I
was
think that's something that people don't really like. People who aren't familiar with the arena game may not totally take into consideration is what you mentioned. Like the field is shorter, but it's also less wide too. So like
mhm.
to your point, if you're a DB on the right side, the offense runs left, you're 50 yards away from the ball at
What
some point.
yeah.
You are never more than 15, 20 yards away from the ball at any point
Mhm.
in arena. So it's like you're always in the mix there.
Yeah, definitely. And on the offensive side, people can reverse field and get back on you quick.
Very quickly. Yeah.
Quick, real quick. People get across that field quick. I feel like the biggest thing, well, another big thing I would say is so outdoor corners are taught like push everything to the sideline, push everything to the sideline, push everything to the
Right.
sideline. And indoor, you want to try to, but like based off people like with the motion and stuff, a lot of DBs, it's hard for them to hold it inside because we often think like he can't get all the way across the field. There's no way
Yeah.
he gets all the way across the field.
Yeah.
But it ain't that far. He's definitely
No,
going
it's
across
not.
this field.
Yeah.
He's going all the way across this field. So that always be the funniest thing because they be like, all right, sooner or later he got to go back out. And no, he don't. That quarterback can throw it all the way over there. It's
Yep.
not that far.
Yep.
So like your landmarks and stuff, you gotta reset. It just be funny. You can always tell when somebody like when you watching the game, people like, why did he do that? You be like, yeah, he thought this was outdoor. It's all right,
Uh-huh.
he'll just
Yep.
he'll just.
Yep.
But
Yeah. Are there any quarterbacks or wide receivers you that come to mind like going to war with and you're like, damn, I won this round, he won that round, and it was just like an exciting back and forth?
oh yeah, Germ, TJ, Drew Augustine, that whole little receiver group. Because when I
Yep.
first got to the IFL, I went to why is the name leaving me?
Was that Frisco?
Frisco, yes,
Yeah.
Frisco. So I went to Frisco, how they was winning, knocking
Yep.
everybody off or whatever. So I come in, I was still fairly new to the game, and now I'm adjusting because I came from the NAL. So now I'm adjusting to a whole new arena game. They got the
Right.
top offense. So, practice was crazy. But we was going at it. I was making my plays and making their plays, but I ended up leaving after that year. And we just kept playing every time. It was keep playing, like go to the playoffs, who in the playoffs, this, that. And we just always went at it. Cause yeah, they
Yeah.
always want to say, yeah, you should have stayed, you should have stayed, you should have stayed. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, man, look, I can do this, I can do this, I can
Yeah.
go where I want to. So that was
Yeah.
like all them. I would just definitely say, even them, when they whatever happened with Frisco and they went over to Tulsa, like those
Yeah.
guys right there. Anytime I go against that offense, because they stay together. So anytime I go against that offense,
Yep.
yeah, we going at it. We going at it. And they done got me a couple times, and I done got them back. So it'd
Yeah,
be a
right.
good little, yeah, it'd be a good little push and pull.
That's what I love about the culture of the IFL and the indoor game is that even though you jump teams year to year and situations change, a lot of the same core groups are going at it just in different uniforms, like you
Mhm.
mentioned. Like you went up against
Yeah.
TJ and that crew, what, 4, 5, 6 times? You may
Yeah.
have been wearing different jerseys each time, but y'all locked eyes. You're like, here we go again. We're back.
Yeah, yeah. Like we know what time it is. Y'all
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
time. We all know you better bring it. Like,
yeah. Well, you went over to Sioux Falls for a little bit, and I was looking back at the 2023 Sioux Falls roster, and that secondary was stacked when you look back at it. It's at some of the players that were there, like yourself, Byron Edwards,
mm.
Laronji Bason McCoy, Eugene Ford, Draco Statham. Like, just so many players. We're like, dang, these are guys across the board. What do you remember most about that group and about that season?
So crazy thing about that group. Oh yeah, and my boy Antoine Hadley. He
Yeah.
actually started the season leading us in picks. So that was just crazy. It was just so like, before that year, Sioux Falls was always a household name. They had a rough
Right.
little season the year before. So they were just like, hey, we're bringing in some guys. We trying to get back to what we know. And I always knew Sioux Falls to be good because, from the time I got in, everybody telling you like, hey, it's a historic team and it's just locked in. So you already know. And
Yeah.
then we show up at camp. It's just like it's hard to explain. Like you show up at camp and it was so many different personalities and play styles. It
Hmm.
was like, this gonna work. This is the first
Yeah.
day, before I knew
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
Eugene was my roommate and they accidentally gave him my number. So we already like, I'm like, hey, bro, this ain't nothing against you, but I'm number 4. You know what I'm
Yeah. Yep.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I ain't trying to act like I'm bullying you for no number because it was nothing like that. It was just a
Right.
miscommunication from the top.
Yeah.
So it was just like, so we started like that, but then as time went on, it just formed like LeBron and Byron, we call LV. LV and Byron were like our we call them Bam Bam. Bam Bam 1 and Bam Bam 2. They was like our enforcers, our hot heads. Anytime
Yep.
something went anytime we got feisty, we had to make sure hey, where are y'all two? All right,
Yep.
cool,
Yep.
y'all chilling. But there was also our tacklers, Lorenzi led in tackles.
Yeah.
Byron led was up there in tackles. So, it fit their play style, Juice, Eugene Ford, Juice, he was in the back. I want to say he tied with Cordell that year for the lead in interceptions. Should have outright won it. One game he dropped like 4 picks, but that was his game. He was a ball hawk.
Yeah.
He had good vision, so we left him high and was like, hey, do what you do. That's what you
Right.
do. He
Yeah.
was tall, long armed. He can get, like we said, the field small, so he can get sideline to sideline in the blink of an eye. He was fast. So that was easy. And me, I always pride myself on being like a plug-in guy. Like
Yeah.
I always was able to do like whatever we needed in that situation because our our secondary was versatile. So it was never
Hmm.
like a specific need for one person to do. It was just like, hey, boy, I got banged up. I need you to do this. Like so it was more so that. And I feel like that was a good role for me. I was a versatile person, so if something happened or something was going on, I could always take that job to move somebody to somewhere else,
Right.
and that right there just kept us. We had our two tacklers, we had our interception guy, and then we had our utility guy, and it was just we was rolling. We was rolling.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people that secondary pushed us to the championship. We
Right.
had an
Yeah.
interception every playoff. We had an interception, I wanna say the last because it's 3 playoff games. I wanna say our last, like, 7 games, we had an interception, if
Right.
not
Yeah.
multiple. So it
Yeah.
was just like but we had that mentality, not that we were gonna carry the team because we still had people around us that was gonna do their part, but we had the
Right.
mentality like, "We gonna do all we can to help win." So it wasn't just, "Hey, stop them from scoring." It was, "Hey, let's go get the ball," you
For
know?
sure. Yeah.
And, we still in a group chat to this day. I FaceTimed them yesterday, like, we all still in the group chat, like, that same secondary and I wanna
That's
say that's probably
incredible.
my only secondary, like, as a complete secondary, like, every part of
Right.
my secondary that I've been in, I have a couple people that I still talk to, but, like,
Yeah.
this is literally every one of us that was in that secondary still talking this group chat, still FaceTime, still
That's
push each
awesome.
other to be better, we share scriptures, we share words of the day, like and that's just a testament to how that group was, and that's why we played the way we did because, like, we genuinely wanted to see the next man do good, do great things,
Right.
Like, when Juice caught a pick, it wasn't, "Ah, man," it was, "Oh, you snap, I'm about to go get me one. I'm
Yeah.
about to go
Exactly.
get me
Yeah.
one, maybe 2, but you snap,"
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
just it's just, like, being around people who push you constantly and push you to that and hold you to that standard, it showed, we all just elevated as the season went on.
Yeah. It wasn't a situation where you're like, man, that pick should have been mine. Like, no, be happy for your guy. Like, be happy your guy
Yeah,
got one. Yeah.
yeah, like, a lot of the times people don't understand, like, DB is a lot of the person next to you or the person in front of you, like, it's been plenty of times that D lineman has got me the interception when everybody only celebrate me. It's been
Right.
plenty of
Yeah.
times where my safety was high over the top, so the quarterback tried to fit it low, and I got the pick, but everybody celebrate me, so it's like
Yeah.
defense is just so dependent on the next man just being selfless and and just making sure he do what he gotta do to make sure your job go how it's supposed to go.
Right.
And I feel like that's where sometimes they get lost, that's where they get
Yeah.
lost. People think the individual is making a play, and that's nice. Sometimes people do make freak plays, but 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
somebody else that's not getting no recognition held up their job
Right.
and made it possible for you to do your job. And when you got a group of people selfless, it shows. Those be your
Yeah.
better teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, after 2023, you were briefly signed with the we'll call it the Philadelphia Soul during the infamous 2024 AFL season, and yeah, I could just tell by your face that was quite an experience. Talk me through that process and what are you willing to share about that?
Um, I mean, I will say like to this day, I can't say what actually went down, like behind the scenes, that
Hmm.
caused it all. So I can't, because people had their opinions, people had like their feelings, but it's like I can't necessarily say this what happened, this what happened. I know what happened to me was crazy.
Right.
We showed up to camp, everything was nice, fine, cool. It was a normal camp. Um, Stayed in our rooms. That's normal. You're in a hotel for camp. That's normal.
Right.
Um, they fed us. That was cool. We had the food at the facility. Everything was smooth until about a week from game day, or really like a couple days from game day. It just all kind of shifted because that's when it really get real, when you got to really put on the stage and
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Just questions weren't getting answered. Um, wasn't a bunch of young guys, so it's like we know how the business works. If you don't get
Right.
your W-2s by a certain day, there's no way you get paid for this game. Like
Yeah.
there's just no way. Unless y'all think y'all just gonna bring out all cash, there's no way the money gets to
Yeah.
my
Right.
account for this game.
Yeah.
So like little things like that happen and you wouldn't get your W-2 forms. The hotel, because you know I'm sure a lot of people had this experience, hotels and stuff like dorms, because some people stay in dorms for camp. But when you a certain place for a long time, you get to know the people. So we talking to the
Right.
workers, getting to know them, thanking them. We know we a burden, not a burden necessarily, like we doing nothing bad, but a full football team of players, yes, it's a hassle. I
It's a lot
understand
of
that.
moving parts. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we just thank them as much as we can. So we ended up building like a friendship with them, and they started telling us like, "Hey, we ain't got nothing from y'all," and we like, well, "Wait, we don't,
What do you
we
mean?
don't got nothing to do
Y'all.
with that."
Yeah.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, we ain't got nothing to do with that. So the
Yeah.
lady like, "Look, we're gonna contact your coach and stuff. Well, not your coach, but because it's past, like that's over the coach, but."
Yeah.
That's what they say. That's all, people know. They be like, yeah, we gonna contact your coach. And we like, hey, look, y'all gotta do that. We ain't got nothing to do with it. Such and such. Very next day, they're like, okay. So what they tried to do was they tried to tell us they were flying our jerseys to the game. I want to say, was it New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
They were gonna fly our jerseys to the game because we asking like, what are we even gonna wear?
Right.
They was gonna fly our jerseys to the game and we'll get them there. Then they tried to tell us to take a one-way plane ticket to the game and trust that they was gonna get us a one-way plane ticket back, but they couldn't show us the ticket back. So we like, I'm not getting on no plane until I get a ticket back.
Right. Yeah.
So then that was a whole discussion. This is, mind you, this is 2 days before we supposed to leave. So this is
Yeah.
what, Wednesday. We left, we are supposed to leave Friday and play Saturday. Yeah, so this is Wednesday. All this is going on. The lady mentioned there ain't nothing been paid. So about Thursday, they tell us like, "Hey, look. So what we gonna do is we're gonna cancel all the rooms for the weekend. We're gonna put all y'all stuff in one room, and then when y'all get back, y'all gonna get y'all rooms back. Y'all just get y'all stuff out the room and go back to your rooms."
Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm like, look. That sound crazy bogus, but if that's what y'all plan on doing,
Right. Yeah.
at this point, I'm already making my mind up that I'm finna go elsewhere. But if that's what y'all
Of
plan on
course.
doing, we're gonna make it work right now. Whatever, whatever, until I get out of here. Turns out, turns out, the hotel didn't agree to that. The motel didn't agree to that. They wanted their money. Like, forget making it work. Y'all need to pay us. So they tried to come up to their room and lock everybody's stuff in it. Like,
Oh, that was the league telling you what that plan was about putting all the bags in a room?
that was our GM. Yeah, our
Oh, the
GM.
GM. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, the
Okay.
GM.
Yeah.
No, 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 the GM. So the league was telling us about the ticket. They was like, "Hey,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
go ahead with the tickets and stuff." So then the lady come tell us like, "Yeah, we finna lock this room and ain't nobody getting nothing until we get some money." I'm like, "Look, my name ain't on this.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all not keeping my stuff in here. I get
Yeah.
out though for sure. I get out,
Yeah. Yeah.
but y'all not keeping my stuff."
No.
So we was out there for like this Friday like morning, afternoon. We was out there for like 2 hours. No, we was out there for like an hour. Then the
Yeah.
GM pull up. GM pull up. We all outside with our bags, mind you. Like I think I still got the pictures and videos. We all outside because I recorded. I was like, yo, this is nuts. We all
Yeah.
outside with our bags and stuff. All outside with our bags and stuff, man. And we all in front. They trying to talk it out, whatever, whatever. They had to call the police so we can get the stuff out. Like not nothing was crazy going on, but
Right.
so they can legally distribute, I guess, however this was going to play out. Because a couple guys wasn't there. They went to go get food or whatever, thinking, "Oh, we
Hmm.
finna leave to go to the game." So
Yep. They thought.
all
Yeah.
that happened. All that happened. The police show up. They let the people. They let us get our stuff out. And after that moment right there, we never heard nothing else from Philly. So we was
Wow.
just outside with our bags. No way to the house. Nowhere to stay. No nothing. And then I can't even remember dude name. I can't even remember dude name. Who was the GM?
Was it
I have.
Gaines? Was it Travell
Mm,
Gaines, or he was with the league? He wasn't the
he
GM.
was with the league. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember who the GM was. But then this man loaded up his car, took a couple of the people, like, the little older people that had played for Philly so a little longer, that was in the AF1, think to
Yeah.
like two or three of them. They got them a flight down there. He drove, and then they had some fill-in team play for us.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that going down, and I was like, "This is a disaster. This is bad."
Yeah, and they got spanked, but it was just
Yeah.
like, but yeah, they never nothing. They never fixed nothing. They never
That's
fixed
crazy.
nothing. The whole camp, they ain't pay you nothing. Like that was the nuttiest thing. They didn't make sure you got to the crib. They didn't make sure you had nowhere to stay. It was just after they lost the rooms, that was it. Never heard nothing. Till
Yeah.
they went to the game. Basically, they went to the game. They
Yeah.
went to the
That's
game. Had
that's
that other
crazy.
little filling team, and then it was just stuff like that. Yeah, that was the trashiest experience I've ever felt, and it was just like it was just one of those situations where it was just like the fact that that can happen legally is insane.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing that you guys were veterans of the game. To your point, like you understand how things are supposed to work. It'd be
Mhm.
different if you were, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and you were a rookie, right? And you were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
playing pro ball." It's like, no, this is not normal. This is not how this
Yeah,
should be
nah.
going down. Yeah,
Yeah, that was crazy. So for that, yeah, and it's coming back around. And it's coming back
yeah,
around. They trying to get it back up, but I was telling a couple of my boys because a couple of people that was on that team, Malik Honeycutt, he's still doing it big, going crazy in
yeah,
the
yeah. He's
F1.
he's doing great.
I
Yeah,
was like, yeah, I was like, hey, we all talk. That's one thing. I feel like when
yeah,
you go through something like that, the people you go through it with will always be like you always have that type of respect and
yeah,
love for them because it's like we still that whole Philly Soul team, we still got our whole group chat. Our
yeah.
whole group chat and we just share, what I'm saying, opportunities and things like that. But it's just like and they still making it happen. It's like, man, I got such a bad taste in my mouth from that league. I could not see myself helping them grow their brand.
Right. Yeah,
Like, there's no way. There's no way I'll put my name down for y'all and y'all really just left us out there.
yeah. I remember that unfolding. Like just seeing it. I think I was even following you at the time. Like seeing some of the stuff you were posting in real time. I'm like, this is nuts. Like this is
That
crazy
was
to see.
yeah. That
Yeah,
was I was like, yeah. I couldn't. I could never. I could never.
yeah.
But
But you were able to quickly bounce back. You found a home with the San Antonio later that year, and
mhm.
had a couple good seasons with them before you got this opportunity over in Europe. So tell me a little bit about San Antonio, and then what led to that opportunity to go play in Europe.
So San Antonio was a wild, fun experience though. Like Texas football is definitely everything it's lived
Yeah.
up to be. So Naquan Murray, like I said with
Yeah.
Jacksonville, he actually was in San Antonio, and their defense was struggling. They was trying to get some DBs, and he hit me up like, "Hey, look, I see what's going on out there. Like, hey, come ball with me. Things like
Mhm.
that." He was telling me, the great facilities, great everything, which was true. So I was like, shoot, I can go right with my boy. I know what you're gonna do on offense. You know what I'm gonna do on
Yep,
defense.
yep.
Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how I ended up out there, just getting into a situation. And it was a learning. They was going through a learning curve, coming from the NAL. So they was
Right.
going through a learning curve. Just helping them kind of adjust to the IFL was kind of like my main thing in that first year. Because I got there mid season. What they had
Yeah.
was already installed, and it wasn't nothing like too off. It was just understanding the difference in the games.
Right.
Understanding the difference in the games and the play styles. So just fighting, building, adding the turnovers. I think I ended up like 3, 4 picks or something, just adding what I could to the defense.
Yeah.
And then because I already knew in that second year, I'm finna take this over. We
Mhm.
finna this it was I don't when I joined in mid season, I'm gonna always be a leader and stuff like that. But you fill in. You fit in where you fit
Of
in where
course.
you get in. But nah, if I start the year, we gonna get this together. Like that
Yeah.
was my biggest thing with the Sioux Falls thing. Brought in the guys and we got it together.
Yeah.
So it's not like so even with San Antonio, I was like, all right, this first year, because the offense was number one, defense was last. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
this first year went how it went, but next year it ain't going like that. Like,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
it ain't going like that. We're gonna tighten this up. We're gonna get the scheme
Yeah.
together, we're gonna get the technique together, saying things like that. So second year was definitely a lot better than the first defensive wise. Team wise, it just be football. Either it's your
Right.
year or it ain't, So we had some things on offense that went how it went. But defensively turned around dramatically. Like
Yes.
dramatically, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, people don't even know I was really DCing. Like while playing, I was really DCing, like calling
Yeah.
games, all that. And that's just not necessarily saying it like I was a coach because everybody out there was helping each other. But it's
Right.
just the trust factor of letting a player call plays, you know? It
Yeah. That's
speaks
that's huge.
volume
Yeah.
between the respect of you, me and my coaches and the relationship between me and my fellow teammates. Because at that point, you listening to a player that take love, respect, understanding between the two people, between each individual person on the defense. Like,
Of
so
course.
that was a new way of leadership for me. Like, I
Yeah.
felt like I grew way more this year as a football player because I also want to coach. So you got to be a leader to even be a
Right.
coach, So that took my leadership, my mindset around being a leader, my mindset around getting people to believe in you, which takes you understanding them first. Like I never even
Yeah.
thought about it that deep until this past year where I was like, okay, you can't just come out and be like, hey y'all, this is what we're gonna do. People like, whoa, whoa, like
They
I've
need
been
a
doing
reason to
this
believe in
too.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and I had to make it work for everybody. I couldn't just call stuff that made me feel comfortable. I couldn't just call stuff that helped the
Right.
DBs, or I couldn't just call stuff like it had to be a group. This the formation they lined up in. This is what we all said we can do to it. Like this is what we doing, and they had to
Right.
trust that I was going to do that. So it was like that helped me grow as a player, and I felt like that right there just mentally for the game, it just skyrocketed me from that aspect because it was
For
like
sure.
it just I don't even know how to really put it too much into words, but it was just
Yeah.
like another level of football. I feel like I unlocked in this year, whatever for me in football. So like anytime I can get that and grow like that, I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is a great experience.
Yeah, I remember that 2024 San Antonio team. Every game was like 60 to 50. Like it was just insane. But then to your point, the very next year, the first 3 or 4 games was like 21 to 20, 25 to 20. It was like defensive battles. I'm like, I don't recognize this team. Like that's a
Yeah, like
crazy, crazy turnover.
we had Big
Mm.
U on the line. We had Jordan at the
Yep.
linebacker. You know what I'm saying? We had my
Yeah.
boy Starve all in. We had everybody. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it like Like, it was because of me, because we definitely was the guys. It definitely was the
Yeah,
guys. Like, I you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I started that earlier. Like, you can't do nothing without the guys around you. But, yeah, it was just that push, that hunger, you know what I'm saying, getting everybody
right.
in the building on one common goal. Like, I felt like that first year was just kinda like a little divvied up. You know, DBs wanted to stop the pass, linebackers
Hmm.
wanted to blitz, D-line wanted to do this, but we all just had a common goal and we fed off each other, you know. We brought
Right.
back me and AC. So me and AC already knew what it was to feel like you let the team down. Like when the offense scoring 60 points and y'all lose, you like,
That's tough.
it's
That's
on
tough.
us. Like you just know, like don't
Yeah,
nobody,
yeah,
you don't gotta point the finger at me. I know. I know.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and it's like, man, we just knew like, man, we ain't going like that this year. And we
for
also
sure.
told the
Yeah,
other people like it was like that last year. Like, yeah, you wasn't a part of it, but it was like that last year. So this is what people is expecting, or this is what they expecting to come out, or
right.
this and that. But it was just, yeah, we ready. We was ready. We knew what was going on. We going against those guys on offense every day. You know, Mooney, Nikon,
Yeah,
Glenn, like you work on it and you work the right way and you practice the right way against great offensive players, then that helps
right.
you beyond the limit. So by the time them first games came, it was we was ready. We was hungry. We was ready to play somebody else. I
Yeah,
was happy
yeah.
though. I was happy though. When them games started off defensively, it was like, yes, we in it. We in the mix. You know,
It's a
we
new
here. We gonna
year.
make
New
our
year.
statement. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a new year. Like, come on, let's get it.
yeah.
You know. So that definitely felt way better than you felt after them games from last year. Like,
100%.
man,
Yeah,
felt like we couldn't stop nothing. I said, Lord, have
yeah.
mercy.
We need something to change here.
Like, I know it's touchdowns in the arena, but 50 to 60 weekly is just
That's yeah. It was
it's
great. It was great for
demoralizing.
the fans. I was like, this
Yeah.
is incredible. This is so much fun to watch. But I can only imagine from your angle. You're like, dang, we can't catch a break out here.
Man, you know, and it was just Lord, and it was just like, man, then it seemed like you got something clicking, then it wasn't. You like, Lord. But nah, yeah,
Uh,
that second year was a lot, a lot. You know, I'll always be very thankful for my time out in San Antonio.
for sure. Well, you ended up going over to Europe, like I said, about halfway through the 2025 season. The Nordic Storm over in the ELF. Tell me about that. Like, what was there like crazy culture shock when you got over there, and you were like, what is happening, or like tell me.
Man, so actually, funny story is so the DB coach out there, his name is Sam. He knew me back at Appalachian State. Like he went to Elon, I
Wow.
went to App. So you know, I was kind of a name, like not I don't brag, but I was kind of a
Yeah.
name in the North
Yeah.
Carolina area. So a lot of people knew me. He actually knew about me because as he was playing, he was getting into coaching. So he was doing his scouting and stuff because he was going off into other leagues. He knew he was going off in other leagues, and he was like, "Look, I'm a scout, whatever." So actually, throughout the years, we was in conversation. He went up to CFL, then he went out there, and it was like we was always in communication. So before this season, we were in communication again because I was actually going to start the season with Nordic because it was their first season. It was my first time being in Europe. I was like, "Hey, we can do this." They
Right. Yeah.
actually ended up going with somebody else. Xavier, great DB, you know, great player, aggressive player. Unfortunately, he ended up getting injured, and that's how I ended up getting out there. They called me mid-season,
Oh,
like, "Hey,
okay.
look, we had two people to pick from. He was already out here." You know, the communication was always good, so it was no hard feelings. Like I told him,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
"Look, hey, y'all go with him. Good luck. Do y'all thing. Let me know if anything happened." So when it did come time, it was just a smooth conversation with them. Um, things were just rocky in San Antonio. You know, things was going on in San Antonio,
Yeah.
and it was like, yeah, it seemed like another one of those App State moments. Like, look,
Yeah.
this path is already written for you.
Yeah.
It's here. It's right here. Like they fly you out. Like there's literally no excuse. Like it's not even like, oh, I don't feel like paying for a plane ticket, or it was literally everything was handled. I already had my passport. It was just so laid out. It was like it just felt right. And when I got
Yeah.
out there, it was a culture shock. It was a culture shock, but in a good way. Like
Yeah.
it was just so. happy. Like it was just so happy, so peaceful. Like,
Why are y'all
sometimes,
smiling? Yeah.
yeah, sometimes you walk around and like you can tell the people that's having a bad day, like what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
it's life, like things happen, but it's like
Of course.
it's just you can tell. But out there, it was just like everybody was happy, everybody was just smiling. They talking to you. I really wasn't expecting them. I mean, granted, yes, I probably need to do more research about how the world works, but
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be so fluent in English. Like they really
Mm,
speak English like you wouldn't even feel uncomfortable. Like
yeah.
you just now you gotta be real by the book, but you can get around just fine. Like that was my biggest thing. I'm like, man, like what's gonna happen when I need to figure something out? Like, I can't
Yeah.
just pick
Yeah.
up a language in a day, but they speak English fluently, easily. Like, it's
Wow.
gonna be by the book, so don't throw your slang in there. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, you don't feel out of place too much. Like,
Right. Yeah.
you don't feel uncomfortable. The sun the sun came up at like 4:30 a.m., went down at like 10:30. So like my
Jeez.
days, along with the actual time switch, my days felt a little off for a little bit. And they eat much, much cleaner. Much
Mm,
cleaner. So
yeah.
it was that was good, but it was also a shock. Like, um, I'm a snacker. I call it what it is. I'm a snacker.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard. You ain't getting your favorite snacks over there. They
Nope.
ain't letting it fly. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was like, oh, that was a little culture shock. Culture shock. I mean, I
Hmm.
just ate my healthy snacks, but just going in
Yeah.
the store expecting certain things, subconsciously though. Like I'm
Of
just
course. Yeah.
natural going into the store. Hey, let me grab this. Oh wait, hmm, y'all don't even y'all don't even sell that out here. Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. No hot sauce. No hot
Really?
sauce out there.
None.
That was you had to get it sent in. That was crazy. That was crazy. No hot
Wow.
sauce. Yeah, they need to holler at me because I can ship y'all some hot. You need hot sauce. There's a lot of chicken out there, no
There you
hot
go.
sauce.
Yeah.
But but it was like that App State feel though. Back again, like
Right.
they go outside, they bike, they walk, they have like the little rivers and they jump in the canals and stuff. Like they're outside. People are outside, interactive, just out. Like kids, teenagers, the bus system getting around the city is so easy. Like kids is outside, walking around, talking, hanging out. They got parks, courts everywhere. Like it's so pushed to every way of life that it's so pushed to the way they live life. Like it's beautiful. Like it
Yeah.
costs less to eat healthy, not more to eat healthy. It costs
Right. Yeah.
less to get on your public transportation, which is still here, but they push you to get to use your public transportation. You're not seeing too many people want to drive cars and stuff out there.
Right.
It's easier to get around on a bike than it is to get around in a car. So the daily person can get to where they're going. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
spend all that money to get no car. No, we got you. Just get you a little bike and do what you do. You can get around
Yeah. Yeah.
easy.
Go around
Things
town.
like
Yeah.
that. You can go around town like the food in the stores. They're not passing a lot of the stuff that makes it in our stores. They're not,
Hmm.
you can't even, it's not even getting cleared. Like, and it's just like, I'm sure at a much larger scale, it's pros and cons to all that. So I'm not
Right.
saying
Yeah.
like one is better, but that was just my like, it just really like shifted to me like, wow, a whole country lived like this.
Yeah.
Because over here, it's gonna be an area, a family, a community, maybe. But I mean, I know it's smaller over there. So let's say over
Yeah.
here, it'll probably be like what a couple states together. But like, let's say those whole areas live like that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't imagine it. It might be somebody out. It might be some states out there like that. But it's just like I was like, I never expected a bunch of people to live like this.
Yeah.
And to them, they
Yeah.
don't even think about it.
Yeah. There's no red dye number 40 out there. Like, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
it's
There's
like
there's none of that. None of that.
they don't. They
Yeah.
they don't. So biggest thing for me, and I'm gonna say this just for like this one for the culture. The biggest thing for me, even as a football player, even as an athlete, even as like that person, because sometimes you'll go places and you get your people that look at you kind of funny, like
Right.
not
Yeah.
funny like that, but just funny like, oh, he think he better than everybody because he play football, or he think he better than everybody because he an athlete, or
Yeah.
whatever. Out there, they didn't even know what I was talking about because I asked. That was the first thing I asked. I was like, "Hey, do you ever get like any hate? People be hating, you know what I'm saying? Local people be hating in the area or whatever." Whoop, whoop." It was like, "What's hating?" I was like,
Yeah. What
"What's
do you mean?
hating?" I was like, "You know what? That's on me. Let's forget
Yeah,
we ever said
exactly.
anything. Let's have a
Hand
good
up. I'm
time.
gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Let's just have a good time. Y'all don't even know what
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Y'all don't even know what hating is.
That's incredible. Yeah.
What? Because it's
Yeah,
just
you're like,
natural for me.
yeah. You're
I
like,
got to be on my p's and q's."
yeah, you're like, when's the toxicity come into play here? You're like, I'm waiting for it. You're like, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Man, my first week, I lie to you not, my first week, I told my family and friends every day. My first week, I was so nervous because everything was going so good. Living, people, housing,
Yeah.
the team, the stat, like everything was so good and it was so happy out there. I'm like, yo, something gonna happen, man.
Yeah, you're looking around, you're like, all right, where is it? Where
You know, like, come on, don't do me like
Yep.
this. Get it out the way. Get it out the way.
Yep.
Never have it. It was just always good, you know, and it was like, man,
Yeah.
you just wake up. I just woke up happier. Stub your toe, you don't even
Yeah.
complain. You like, ooh,
Yeah.
all
You're
right,
like, that's all good.
that's all good. That's the worst that I have in a day, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
nah, yeah,
that's awesome.
that was really how it felt.
Yeah, it seems like you had a good thing going with the Nordic Storm this year, and yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the years to come. But this has been great. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk through everything, and people can follow you on socials. We'll link everything below in the description here. But you also do some Twitch streaming as well, so we'll link
Mhm.
that below as well.
Oh, appreciate it.
You do a lot of that. What games do you play on Twitch?
So I play Call of Duty, Call of Duty. I'm about to try to get into Battlefield 6.
Okay.
I play against people in like sports games. I gotta play against people or like do like dynasties and stuff like that because I
Yeah.
spend every day playing football, so I really don't just get on and play too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
play 2K, I play the rec. That's my thing, you know what I'm saying? If I was 6'4", 6'5", I would have been out there. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
made so I live my dreams out in the rec.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, just get it in that. Oh, I did want to say about the ELF and
Yeah.
just European football in general. People should really look into it, like the young guys, because I know for me, it was always like looked down upon, but it was
Hmm.
some ballers out there,
Yeah.
like ballers out there, like people who really get to it. I know a lot of people like, oh, that's overseas. No, I'm talking about you bring them back to the States and they really get into it. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that light out to the young guys, because like you said, the young guys that come out of college and stuff and they just trying to get their paths.
Right.
Let football guide you because we put so much work in. You gotta let it guide you and build, and you can always connect and network. And don't turn down no opportunities. You gotta see for yourself because I would have never knew football out there was as serious and competitive,
Right.
and there are actually players going to get it. Like I'm talking about people that really big. You like, oh, whoa, let me lock in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like, don't be afraid to take that risk and find out for yourself.
for sure, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, it's like, I think that's a common misconception amongst, like, football fans in general where they're like, "Oh,
Mhm,
it's either NFL or nothing." It's like, there's only so many spots in the NFL. There's a
mhm,
lot of talent out there, and it's really cool to see some of that talent get that opportunity, whether it's in an indoor an arena or over in Europe, like you
mhm.
for the ELF or the EFA, I think it's gonna be next year.
Mhm, yeah,
So
you seen
yes,
that?
yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. I'm like, sure,
Man,
just tell me what 3 letters to say, and I'll
that's
say it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, same
yeah,
thing with indoor, man. Like, I feel like indoor is starting to get more notoriety just simply off the players that are
yeah,
moving up and like still being the guys. Like
Hmm.
They're not just moving up and just disappearing in the roster. Like you seeing them make plays. So yeah, people need to see that more because it's dogs that's hungry in the IFL, NAL,
100%.
all
Yeah.
these leagues, all indoor, AF1, all that dogs. Like and
Yeah.
when and a lot of teams be looking for people with effort and all this that'll get they all and really sell out. And another thing I feel like people downgrade is like our interactions, like
Hmm.
fan base, the connections. Like I've had fans that follow me on Facebook from Jacksonville,
Hmm.
and they talk to my mom. Like,
It's still cool.
like this is
Yeah.
it's just a lot. It's just a lot out there, you know what I'm saying? So hey, if y'all out there and y'all want to interact with fans, be a real like connection with players and staffs and things like that, that's indoor football. The connection is closer.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people got their favorite teams, in these NFLs and nothing and NBAs and stuff like that. You can actually be a part of the team and
Yeah.
get to know the players and the staff when you ain't indoor. Like it's a lot more close knit. And that's what I really liked about it too. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
great experience.
It's a real culture and community that's pretty tight
Mhm.
knit, and yeah, it's really awesome to see the sport grow, and hopefully it continues to go from here. Well, one
Mhm.
last question for you before we get you out of here. What's next in 2026 for Mr. Clifton Duck?
What's next? I will be playing. I would leave that for that right now.
Okay.
Like you just said, with the we got to figure out what three letters they using before we
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we dabble into that.
I got you.
Yeah, I will say for sure like not doing the AF1, for those reasons, but
For sure. Yeah.
I definitely would be playing. I
All
definitely
right.
will be
Sweet.
playing. I'll tell you what, I don't want to talk too much on it now, but when I do decide on what we're doing, I'll let you know so we can revisit it.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
I
All
got
right.
you. I got you.
We'll circle back on that, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. Like I said, this is really fun diving into everything. So thanks again for hopping on here, and best of luck moving forward. And we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Big thanks again to Mr. Clifton Duck for joining the show and talking about his football journey and all the stuff that he's got going on. It's really cool to see that the game of football can literally take you around the world. It took him to Canada, it took him throughout the U.S., it took him over to Europe. So it's really cool to see him continue to grow and thrive in the sport of football, and we'll have to see where he ends up in one of those alphabet leagues over in Europe. No matter what it ends up being called, I think it's going to be the EFA. I don't know. We'll find out where he lands. I'm excited to continue to follow his journey. So make sure you follow him on socials. Let him know you heard him on Off the Wall, as well as giving him a follow on Twitch. He's growing that out as well. He's doing some really really good things there. So outside of that, we're kind of in a lull period in the arena and indoor news space. The Minnesota Monsters had their official press conference to locally, I guess, invite local media in the Duluth and Minnesota market to come, and they had Jerry Kurz, they had Gary Compton there. There's been some signings here and there. San Diego's announcing a bunch of their signings that have been posted on the goifl.com for a little while now, but they're posting them on socials, and we're in this lull period where it feels like the schedules for IFL and AF1 probably coming within the next couple of weeks or so. So it's kind of like the calm before the storm right now. So honestly, we don't really have a ton to get into. So yeah, we'll just kind of wrap it up and land the plane here. Thank you so much for watching. Extra long interview with Mr. Clifton Duck. Make sure you give him a follow while you're doing all the following. Make sure you're following us on all of our socials at Off the Wall FB, F as in foot, B as in ball. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you're liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff in the description as well. Royal Retros, off the wall, 10% off, offthewallfb.com. Get your off the wall t-shirts. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please make sure you're rating the show 5 stars, preferably, and sharing it with a friend as well. So there's only 24 hours in a day. The fact that you chose to spend about 70 minutes here listening to the conversation I had with Mr. Duck really means a lot. So like I said, this is going to be the calm before the storm. We're going to get a lot of news. It's going to be like drinking from a fire hose here very, very soon, but we're excited for it. We're waiting for it. and we're ready for it. So take care. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on socials. Come join the conversation, and we'll see you next time.